What's up peeps, welcome back to another episode. A year ago today I reviewed an e-bike called the ADO Air 20 and today I've got the Air 20 Pro. Now this is the second version of the ADO Air range, the Pro version, and looking at it you might think there's not many changes on here, and you're correct. Same battery spec, same frame size, same display, same headlights, everything's the same apart from 5 things. There are 5 different things on this Pro version. Starting off with the aluminium mudguards, we've got front suspension, we've got a rear bike rack, and if you look down here, we've got a battery extender. The total battery capacity on this bike is 9.6 amp hours, and with the extender is another 5.6 amp hours. And the most important thing and most upgraded thing on the Pro is the new Bafang motor, which has 2 gears which automatically shift when you're riding this bike. Because this is a carbon drive, it doesn't have any gears. So the upgraded motor from Bafang makes a huge difference. Now let's get out on the road and I'll tell you my thoughts on this Pro version of the ADO Air 20. Now I've been riding this bike to and from work for the last week. However, working in London, I don't have any hills that I have to climb. So I'm heading to a hill that I know is quite steep, and I actually find it difficult on my own e-bike when I'm doing deliveries. Now this isn't a delivery e-bike, this is definitely something to commute around the city on, and I found that once I'd done my delivery shift on the ADO Air 20, the standard version, with only a 9.6 amp hour battery. It's not the biggest battery in the world. So this is gonna be useful for commuting like I've been using it for, but now with the auto shifting Bafang motor, I really wanna test what it's like on hills. I've seen the review from Electroheads that they done on the ADO Air 20 Pro, and Ailish took the bike to a very, very steep hill, I think in North London. So I'm going to be taking this to Dog Kennel Hill today. So the auto gear kicks in, it changes over to the second gear when you go past like 11 miles per hour. I mean, it's really easy when it changes over, you don't really notice it. Because this bike doesn't have any gears, it's nice to see that they've made this upgrade on here. Because with carbon belt drives, you obviously don't have the ability to add gears. I haven't had the opportunity to use the range booster that is sold separately with this bike. But it's also good to have there just in case I do need it. You never know when you might need some more power. And I think it's good for people that get range anxiety like myself. You don't have to worry too much. You know you've always got a fully charged battery there. And with that one being 5.6 amp hours, you will be able to make it home on that battery. Yeah, really nice seating position on this bike. The handlebars are adjustable, and you can also adjust how these are as well. So you can lift this up and turn it like this. Max rider weight is 120 kilograms, and I am 5'8", and this bike suits me perfectly with the seat raised up like that. Another little hidden gem on this that they've also added to the Pro version, you get these keys, and at first I was like, what are these keys for? There is a little lock just down here, and this is for the battery. So you put it in like that, then you can undo the seat, and then you can remove the battery and charge it away from the bike. And then when you want to use the range booster, the second battery, you just plug that into there like so, and then you're good to go. Yeah, it's nice to see ADO is still making new and improved e-bikes. I feel like a lot of companies nowadays are just getting comfortable with one model and they're not making a Pro version of a bike that they've already made. And it's good to see that they've actually made some improvements instead of just adding a bigger battery or, I don't know, changing the brakes. That they've actually added decent things on here, like the lock for the battery. They've added mudguards that are aluminium. They've added new motor. So they are improving the rear lights as well with the indicators, which in a city is absolutely perfect because people don't really know what way you're turning. Yes, you can do the old school arm wave, and I would recommend doing that as well, but having them indicators there is just a nice little touch. All right, this is the hill that I'm about to go up. I came down this hill, but this is the first time going up. I'm in level 3 assist mode, which is the highest assist mode on here, and I'm still in the first of 2 gears. Now there's no indication to show you that you're in the first gear. However, you can just feel it. All right, so here we go. There we go. Now I'm into gear 2. Let's see how it handles this hill. This is quite steep. I don't know how steep it looks on camera, but it is steep. No struggle. So far, it's handling it okay. I'm at 12.7 miles per hour. All right, let's slow down and see if it will go back into gear 1. Yeah, it did. I'm back into gear 1, there we go. Then it goes into gear 2. It's a really weird feeling. It's like, it happens so quick, but it doesn't like sort of throw you off. It's a pleasant surprise to feel that gear shift in. And it's a new experience. The only other bike that I felt this on is Van Moof when they first brought out their first e-bike. And I was like super shocked by it. But that one was a lot more jumpier. I feel like this one is just, it's in a split second, it happens. You don't really notice it until you actually concentrate on it. You don't notice that the gear changes. Nice 20-inch wheels on here, super comfortable. And with the front suspension as well that they've added onto the Pro version, I kind of wish they'd done that on the standard Air 20. So there's all these little things that they've added onto the Pro version. Just makes so much sense. Yeah, I think ADO has definitely got it right on this. And this bike comes in at £1,499. Do I think it's worth the money? Look, if you're constantly riding line bikes, you take the train into work or you take the bus, then yes, this is definitely worth the money because you're going to be saving money in the long run. Would I go out and buy this bike to just get around the city on? Maybe. And I say maybe because there's a lot more bikes that ADO offer for that type of stuff, like just cruising around the city on. But I think this type of bike, because it's folding, because it's lightweight, it's got a decent battery for commuting, I would say that this is the ultimate commuter e-bike. But then some may argue, you might say like this is absolutely perfect for getting around the city on. It's up to you on what you use this bike to do. Now I used to commute on my electric moped into work, but I've stopped doing that now because the journey time is like 6 minutes and it makes no sense for me to unlock the bike, put my motorbike helmet on, just to ride 6 minutes away. I'd rather just get out an e-bike like this and unfold it and just head to work. And it takes me less than 6 minutes because I can take cycle routes. I can take routes that cars can't and motorbikes can't. So yeah, I'm really impressed with this bike that ADO has brought out, and I'm really excited to see what they come out with next. I haven't always been a big fan of folding e-bikes. I've always felt like they were a gimmick, and they used to be. They used to be like that. I've had quite a few folding e-bikes in my time of having this YouTube channel and reviewing e-bikes and delivering and stuff. And there has been some that just really put me off of folding e-bikes. But in 2024, I think there's a lot more companies now that are making these e-bikes to fit people's needs instead of just throwing loads of stuff onto a folding e-bike and calling it a folding e-bike. The carbon belt drive, the no use of having gears, like all these little things, they do make a difference. And yeah, it has definitely changed my perception on folding e-bikes. So the 20 Pro has a torque sensor versus a cadence sensor. Torque sensors make it feel a little bit more natural. You don't have to just turn the pedals to get assistance. You actually have to put pressure on the pedals. And I think every e-bike nowadays should have a torque sensor. I think it's more of a safety thing as well. If you just turn the pedals on a cadence sensor, the bike just takes off and it starts flying. Whereas versus a torque sensor, I'll show you now when I come to this traffic light. If I just turn the pedals, nothing happens. But as soon as I put pressure on here, that's when the motor engages and takes off. And also the delay with a cadence sensor. Look, straight away, as soon as you put pressure on the pedals, the bike starts going. So this motor is 250 watt, fully road legal here in the UK. Normally road legal e-bikes, they feel a bit sluggish. You feel like you're not getting anywhere. And I think that's because I've ridden so many bikes that are 500 watts, 750 watt, 1000 watts. I'm sort of getting to grips with being a legal e-bike owner. My Himiway Zebra is also fully legal. That's 250 watts. Now the suspension and handling on here is quite bumpy. You don't really notice the front suspension on here unless you're going over like massive potholes. It might soak it up a little bit, but other than that, there's not really enough travel in the front suspension to feel it like other big mountain bikes that I've ridden in the past. It would be nice to see some rear suspension on here, but then some may argue that that's pointless on a commuter e-bike. And in a way, kind of makes sense to how they've kept the suspension on here, and at least they've added it. I remember the standard version being quite bumpy, and in London we've got a lot of potholes, so this suspension will do something. I mean, it will soak up quite a few of those bumps, but still on the back, you do feel quite a lot of the bumps in the road. Cable management's nice on here as well. They've tied everything in. It would be nice to see these in the frame, but with a folding e-bike, I don't know if that is possible. 18 kilos in total, this bike weighs, and a little bit more with the battery extender on here. This weighs about, I don't know, I'd say 2 kilos. So overall, 20 kilos. It's still manageable to get on and off of a train, which I'm gonna be taking this bike up to Bath very soon and doing a delivery shift on it. I was a bit worried about doing a delivery shift on this bike because I didn't want to put it across to you guys and say this is a delivery e-bike when it's only got 9.6 amp hours of battery. However, with the battery extender, that takes that up close to 16 amp hours. And with a fully legal e-bike, I think I'll be able to do quite a few deliveries on it. So yeah, I will be taking this on the train to Bath very soon. So stick around on the channel to see that video. But yeah, I was just literally on my way back from work today, and I thought, why not do a review on the bike and let you guys know my thoughts on this bike. I've had it for just over 2 weeks now, and I like to use the bike before I do a review on it. I don't think you should just be sent an e-bike and do a review just like that. And you've got to pick out the things that you do and don't like about the bike. But so far, there is not much that I would change on here. So, conclusion on the ADO Air 20 Pro. Is it worth the £1,499, 1,500 quid? It is. They've made a decent amount of upgrades to the Pro version, and if you are looking for a city commuter to get to and from work or just explore the city, take it on holiday, it folds up, you can fit it in the back of your car, I think you do get a lot of bike for your money. With the extender on there as well, you don't have to worry about range. So if you run out of battery, you just simply take the cable, put it into the extender, and you're good to go. Other little points on here that I think you don't need it. I think the rear rack is too small. I don't know, maybe you could put a rucksack on there, but I wouldn't have a rear rack on here. It's the only thing that sort of stands out to me from a little city commuter e-bike. I don't know, it is removable. I would remove it personally, but you've got the rear tail light and indicators on there. So I kind of see they added the rear light and indicators and they're like, oh, we might as well add a rear rack as well. But yeah, overall, this bike is worth it. It gets a thumbs up from me. And if you want to find out more about the ADO range and other e-bikes that they make, or you want to find out more information on this ADO Air 20 Pro, head over to the website. The link is down below this video. And yeah, thank you very much for watching this review video. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.